coming in.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Okay, no problem. So, today we're just going to be talking about an event that has been distressing you, an upcoming event. So can you tell me of an event that's distressing right now?
Yes, definitely. I'm really worried about my after graduation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that I'll be able to find a job,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just really worried about that.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's normal. A lot of people tend to freak out, get paranoid after graduation or mid-graduation that they just find out that they're graduating and stuff. So it's pretty normal. So it sounds like you want to get over that worry,
Yeah,
not feel
basically.
so overwhelmed and stuff. So what we're going to be doing today is going over 5 steps, which is called ABCDE. And it's basically cognitive restructuring. So the first step is an activating event. So it's safe to say that the activating event is you being worried about post-graduation and finding a job afterwards.
Okay, that makes sense. Yes.
So that's your activating event.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. So okay. So now we're gonna skip the second step and go to the third step, which is the emotional consequences that you have. So whenever you think about this distressing event, which is how you're not gonna how you're worried about finding a job after graduation, what are your emotional thoughts? What do you feel? You sounded like you felt
I feel anxious.
Anxious.
And definitely overwhelmed.
Okay, you felt overwhelmed and
worried, just worried in general.
Yeah. Okay. Concerned and hopeless, maybe. You feel hopeless.
Yeah, I feel like I definitely feel hopeless because it'll be hard for me to find a job. Really hard.
Yeah, sounds like a distressing.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so going back to the step 2. So what are some sentences you say to yourself whenever you think of not being able to find a job or worried about being able to find a job?
When I'm feeling these things?
Yeah, when you feel paranoid or, I'm sorry, not paranoid, anxious and overwhelmed.
Yeah, basically that I'll never be able to find a job. I feel that my friends will look down on me because all of them have jobs and I feel I just feel like I feel like a failure.
Okay.
I can't. I don't see myself finding a job.
Okay. Okay. So we can divide this up to like 3 thoughts that you probably think about, sentences you say to yourself, which is your friends will look down on you and you'll never be able to find a job. Is there any other thoughts that you have?
Not necessarily.
So just to clarify, some thoughts that you have when thinking about or being worried about not finding a job after graduation is your friends will look down on you, you will never find a job. Basically that's the thought, those are the thoughts you have.
Yeah.
To feel these emotions, which are overwhelmed and anxious.
Yeah, most of the time I think these things.
Okay. Okay. So it's normal to feel that way. So that being said, we're going to move on to step number 4, which is basically coming up with positive thoughts on why these beliefs are inaccurate and making it more accurate. So what I'm going to do at this point is basically ask you about whether you felt like this before. So let's start out with, do you have a job right now?
Yeah, currently I do have a job.
Okay, so
But it's not related to the field that I'm graduating about.
Okay. So you're worried and overwhelmed because you feel like you're not going to find a job in your field.
Yes, exactly.
So you already have a job. So you said you'll basically, what one of your beliefs or one of the thoughts that go through your head are, I'll never be able to find a job. Well, you do have a job right now. So was it, did anything, how did you find this job?
Well, I applied to a few places,
Okay.
and it was really tough. I had a really hard time finding it. And that's how I found it.
But although it was challenging, you were able to find a job.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Okay. Have you submitted any of your resume anywhere for a post-graduation job?
To be honest, no, I haven't.
Okay.
I don't even have my resume ready.
Okay. So it's safe to say that you will feel more competent once you do make up a resume
I think
and
so.
you do submit it. So if you haven't already, maybe it's a good idea to, do you think it's a good idea to make the resume and submit it and then see what's going to happen?
Yeah, probably. Probably.
So we can come up with, for one of the beliefs that you had, which is you'll never be able to find a job. Well, you haven't submitted your resumes anywhere, so maybe we can write down as one of the accurate beliefs or disputes that I will feel more competent once I submit my resume.
Okay.
And although I do have a job right now, and although it was complicated to find a job, you do have a job right now. So that should motivate you to try harder to look for a job instead of feeling the way you feel right now.
Yeah, I can see that.
So the next one is your friends will look down on you. So can you tell me an event where they have looked down on you, where they have made remarks?
Well, nothing in particular, I guess, but I know that they will have jobs currently. They graduated, and I see them, they're being successful, and they seem happy. I just feel insecure, I guess, if I won't be able to find a job, then I'll be different from them, you know.
You'll feel like a failure.
They'll probably see me as their failure friend or something.
Have your friends helped you out before in the past with anything instead of looking down on you?
Yeah, I feel like they've been helpful.
Okay. So in a scale of 1 to 10, how helpful do you think they would be? 10 being the most helpful, 1 being the least.
Helping me find a job?
Helping you with anything,
or anything.
Or not like looking down on you, basically.
Maybe 8.59.
Okay. So if you think about it rationally, you feel that they would help you when you're an 8.5, 10 being the highest. So, you still have that 8.5 chance that they will help you. So that, that's a good thing that they will help you with anything. So if...
Yeah, I guess you're right. That does look more positive.
Yeah, there's a more positive chance of them not looking down on you and being able to help you. So do you have friends that currently have a job in the field that you want to go to?
Yeah, I have 2 friends that work within psychology, that they're doing something in psychology. So yeah.
Yeah, so instead of maybe feeling like the way you do, that they will look down on you and stuff, maybe you can turn it around in a positive direction and feel, since you are sure 8.5%, 8.5 out of 10 that they are going to be helpful, it's more accurate to say that they will help you and.
So it's more likely that.
It's more likely that they will help you.
Okay.
So we have knocked that one down. Is there any other beliefs that you have that you think cause these emotions, such as anxious, overwhelmed, and helpless? Do you think those are rational ways of thinking about it when it comes to the beliefs that you have?
Well, I don't think there's. I think most of the stuff that I told you is basically what I was feeling, and looking at it from, like you said, from that perspective, it kind of helps, makes me feel better.
Yeah. Well, there's always negative and positive ways of thinking, and we tend to go towards the negative, but that's why we have this step-by-step method to come up with rationalizing the negative thoughts that we do.
Okay.
So the fifth step and the final step would be a new and effective belief that's rational that we came up with. So combining these two disputes that we came up with, which is using your friends as a resource, and although it would be challenging to find a job, it would be you will have a bigger chance of finding a job if you do fix up your resume and submit it to places, which you haven't. So what would be a new effective belief if we combine both of these together? If we...
Maybe that if I actually prepare myself, I'll have more chances of finding a job.
Yeah. So...
like I did in the past?
Yeah, I'll have more chances of finding a job if I use my friends as a good resource, instead of thinking that they'll look down on me, and actually fixing up my resume.
Okay.
Yeah. And submitting it to find out, if it's going to happen or not. Okay, so the more you practice this skill, the more effective it will be, and with feeling like this, the more effective it will be. So just think positively and practice it more often.
Okay, definitely.
All right. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me, for trying to help me.